Can't go too far past those four, that's for sure. So that was our last warm-up game, but there are a number of others happening this weekend. Tonight, Scotland against Georgia, 20:35 on Super 8 against Italy at 20:35 on Super Sport 1. And then tomorrow morning, if you want to get up at 25 for Australia, others on opposing teams, playing Samoa and Australia, that's 1. Then later in the day, Ireland against Wales, that's 3:1. And 10-3 final tomorrow.
Hey!
And
the cat fights.
Yeah, they've just played one round this year to get it done before the start of the World Cup. And I get it in some ways, in other ways. The cat fight, as you mentioned, the Free State Cheetahs against the Golden Lions. Last time the Cheetahs won 2016 and the Lions 2015. Kicking off this 5 p.m. on Super Sport 1. But before that is the under 21 game. There's a couple of things about the game. This will mark the third time the teams have met in the final, which is actually quite amazing. Only 3 times. I mean, you'd think it would be more by now. Interestingly, both previous finals in size have all taken place in Bloemfontein, so this is the third occasion all in Bloem. Those were in 94 and 2007. Earlier in the season, the Lions did win in Bloemfontein, 24-22. And of course, the Cheetahs are going to bid farewell to their coach, Franco Smith. He will be taking over the Italian national team after the World Cup. He did play Italy for a few years and obviously speaks Italian, so
ciao bella.
So that should be interesting. Another South African going over and coaching elsewhere. But Harvey Marie is taking over after he did so well with Marty's in the Varsity Cup for a few seasons. So interesting times. I did have a chat to a former British coach, Harvey's last 10 people at Inglewood. He is now the director of rugby at Paul Boys. And I had a chat to him about the Currie Cup final. He went through the teams quickly and the influences of the coaches. And let's see what his prediction is.
Yeah, first of all, for Sean to achieve our personal message, just to be in the final, coach in the country who never actually even managed to win a Currie Cup, young big talent that they managed to work with.
Well, that's what really does, doesn't it?
Young Springbok players that have come to us, and I think that done exceptionally well to make the final. Franco lost 13 players after the first stint, and they managed to make the quarters. So to lose 13 players in 1 year, contacted the other teams and gone overseas, etc. So if they put that group together and playing the level that they're playing, it's commended on the performance he's managed to achieve the first boys. So, there's no magic one coaching meeting exception on and bringing critical guys together to lead in and actually build something successful. So, I think Sean's done very well and he's grown and developed. He's a wonderful man off the field as well. But it's not he's coaching team because from where they were, playing up in the front, I think definitely faded into the final. They've done a fantastic job as well.
Well, one of our 5 predictions on our show is going to be the Currie Cup final. So where are you hanging your hat on that one? Golden Lions or Free State Cheetahs?
Cheetahs.
Okay, good stuff. I was thinking along the same line. Well, there you go. Peter Engeldo picking the Cheetahs. And I think it'll be a big boost for the guys going into the upcoming Pro 14 if they do in the final.
Oh, absolutely. I think that the Pro 14 has been a great addition, which means that more of our franchises get a chance to play rugby against international opposition, and it certainly is helpful. It'll be great now to not just be playing in the Pro 14, but winning the Pro 14.
Well, that's obviously the next step for them. But I think also regarding this weekend's match, we're also saying goodbye to the likes of Austin Chair, Rico Pinta, and Guillermo Quintana. So, we are pretty well for the first match, especially if we have.
Yeah,
Yes, interesting. As I mentioned, Peter did coach the Griffith for 4 seasons, and I think he, in our interview, he didn't want to take credit for the fact that they made the semi-finals, and should probably have had, should probably have been the top of the log. But he mentioned a number of the players that are coming through Brickworks and how they can probably get into the Super Rugby side. But interestingly enough, and I wonder if it had an effect on their semi-final performance. The few days before the semi-final, they announced that their coach, Brent Jansen van Rensburg, who did really well with them this season, was leaving, as they call it, for a higher level position. And then a couple of days later, came a press release from the Sharks, saying that he will be the forward coach of the Sharks for next season. You wonder why they released the fact that he's leaving before a semi-final.
Obviously, it has an impact on the player. Surely. I mean, the man in charge told you he's not going to be there anymore. So what's the motivation for playing? How did you get the boys up and going for the day?
I'll cover the other side. I'll take a couple of full portion on this one and say deliver success so that when reason and that what you've done is that you've given your best right up till the last.
He's going to the Sharks as a forwards coach really stepped up for being a head coach in good quality.
He didn't say that. He never said that. That's what came out of his release. So I don't think he would be the sole.
I mean, given the fact that he had technically got so far, so now the fact that you throw that all away, the Sharks running a forward coach shouldn't be a good buy this time. Maybe wait for a head.
Maybe on the one day he was thinking, you're saying, if I tell the guys I'm leaving, I might get a little bit extra out of them on the day. I think it could happen that way, or rather be quiet, let it go, and then just gracefully leave at the end of the season. It's looking at it both ways at the end of the day.
Well, I think part of his motivation maybe is that you kind of have to be in the system when you want to head coach of a Super Rugby team. I can't think of any situation where coaches be one of the so-called smaller unions and suddenly be the head coach of the Super Rugby. I've come from in the system. Sean Everett, for instance, he not really make a mistake. I'm told Robert du Preez was the kind of guy that would give you a few years to do very well. Yeah, or just play the Suns, you know, one of the above. So that's it for rugby for now. As I mentioned, 5 p.m. kickoff, the America final tomorrow, 20 of World Cup warm-ups. I'm really excited for the World Cup to get going in a couple of weeks' time, and obviously we'll have.
So we can talk to those on YouTube.
Hey YouTube, we're live to you. Thanks to our technical man Earl for sorting that out.
Yeah, thanks, Earl.
I do have to apologize, we can't play the songs live on YouTube because they might just shut us down or something if we don't have rights to them. So go to the stream at radiotoday.co.za, the TuneIn app, and you can listen to the songs we play. Or as I mentioned, go to DSTV Audio 869.
Or if you've got a question for us, post it to us. We'll answer you directly on YouTube.
You heard Ian give us the 5 events that we're going to be doing our predictions on, so please give us the predictions. You can give us comments on YouTube, give us a tweet at Sport Central ZA. So during these breaks, we'll be talking directly to you. So two minutes, people. Don't go anywhere. International football. Some people hate international football. They love Premier League so much.
Most of an international team is boring. It's not about professionals. It's about man management and tactics than what it is about training. The clubs take care of the training.
Yeah. You're not coming in. Yeah. You're not coming in.
If you've got the skills, you should be in the
Yeah,
team.
you can be in the team. You can get the man man. There's up there.
We will get into this in more detail just now, but 151 for 2, England are at the moment.
Yeah.
And they need to win this test. If Australia win, they retain the Ashes. So
If the draw goes down to the final match of the Oval.
it looks like Joe Root has been hitting the root again.
It's a second time. Oh, that's he was softened up earlier by Mitchell Stark. Now it's back Cummins.
Oh, The ball box has had better days.
Jesus, right in the oven.
Okay.
And we're
Sri Lanka made it 8 paltry, 120, made it 8, looks like 500 right now. As New Zealand are 56 for 9. As New Zealand have won the series, but it looks like Sri Lanka are on their way to a victory in that game. Now let's talk football. Euro 2020 qualifiers are coming at us fast and furious at the moment, and the football has been absolutely great. I just want to go through a couple of results for you from last night before we get into a rundown for the whole weekend's fixtures. Most of the teams will be playing 2 games each over this match days, match day 5 and match day 6, as they all attempt to qualify. This Euro, a whole host of countries hosting this tournament, and it could see a whole different, which is fantastic, because it means Europe will be playing. It's true, the only real credible bid that they had for the tournament was Turkey, as well. So we're broad-based, even though Britain is Brexiting, it's a more broad-based representation of the continent of Europe, not necessarily the political affiliations of Europe. Some of the results from last night, some of the big results from last night. Italy, 3-1 winners over, they've only ever qualified for one major tournament. Qualifying, Northern Macedonia, they've not done their hopes any good at all. The Faroe Islands lost to Sweden 4-0. Bosnia and Herzegovina beat Liechtenstein 5-0. Spain, a good win away from home for them, maintaining their perfect record in the group. Single winners over Moldova, 6-0 to Denmark. Christian Eriksen, come on, you Spurs, scoring 2 penalties. Ireland 1, Switzerland 1. A big result for Switzerland there, away to Ireland, and certainly opens the group. Shah scoring for them in the 74th minute. And McGoldrick getting his first international goal in the 85th minute for Ireland. And the big news of the group play last night, Finland beating Greece 1-0. Greece been on the slide ever since. They've changed their coach in recent times as well. And that's put their potential quality equation now for this championship. We've got some great games coming up though. We're going to discuss them as we go. We're going to go group for group very quickly. We're going to dedicate. I can tell you now that we've got matches underway already at this point in time, featuring Estonia and Belarus are currently playing against each other, as are Cyprus and Kazakhstan. The Kazakhstan match has a very, very important bearing on the Scottish group, because Scotland are facing a world of hurt at this point in time and are facing the big 2 in their group this weekend. Both games in Hampden Park, but they need to win those games. Let's start with Group A. England's group, they're taking on Bulgaria and Kosovo this weekend. There's little that seems that's going to stop England qualifying for this group. They've played the least amount of games, yet they still sit top of the table in the group. They face the bottom 2 sides.
Premier League champion twice in a row. Quality. They didn't show you in Man United, showed it last season. And then your backup right back, Kieran Trippier.
Yeah.
Kieran Trippier done well.
This is not about ability, this is about attitude. Gareth Southgate is one to play back 3. Kyle Walker went straight to Gareth Southgate apparently and said, don't want to play in the back 3. Gareth Southgate said, I'm playing a back 3, you don't want to play, you don't get in the squad. Simple as that.
It doesn't sound like something fishy.
So I'm watching what is happening here. I'm watching what is happening at Manchester City. And it just reminds me of a situation that happened with a certain goalkeeper who used to play for England, ended up dropping out of the England squad, and very quickly later dropped out of the Manchester City squad. Same situation that's arising here. Player wants to start expressing a position or a feeling or a lack of desire to support a team or a manager in his desired plan. Remember, this is Gareth Southgate's team at the end of the day. This is not Kyle Walker's team. If Gareth Southgate says, I'm playing a back 3, well, am I going to change my format? What is that going to say to the rest of the squad? Do they then also get the opportunity to come waltzing to the front door and say, I don't want to play on the left side of midfield, I want to play on the right side? So then you start having problems. I think it is a great, bold move by a young manager. I think that the young manager, believe me, but he's making a stand. And I think the of the World Cup, what England did was above, beyond anything most of the people could ever think, dream, or imagine. Now it's down to brass tacks, and he's now suddenly
He's also looking to go towards the future.
Well,
He's training the team as well.
yeah. In fact, he's settled in better than Harry Maguire.
Yes. From the first appearance.
Absolutely. So that's as far as England and Group A are concerned. I think the second best team in that group is probably the Czech Republic.
Not the force they once were.
No, not the force they once were, but when it comes down to who's going to qualify out of this group, I think England and the Czech Republic are the two most likely in Group A. Group B, Ukraine are the runaway leaders in the group at this point in time. And that is because they didn't have any UEFA Nations League commitments in the post phase, and Portugal did. But let's not forget, Portugal have played 2 games and drawn them all. So they're a problem. Although Portugal have a wonderful get-out-of-jail-free card, in the sense that if they don't qualify out of their group, there is a chance that they can qualify because of what they did in the UEFA Nations League. Because the best 4 performances give the opportunity of the non-qualifying members of your group to then get a chance. So groups in the UEFA Nations League, you had Division 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you were in Division 1, there are 4 teams that don't qualify for the Euros will make up a home and away qualification or a single match qualification scenario against each other to try and qualify for the get out of jail free card because they got promoted from Group C to Group B. Okay, so there's opportunities for these teams that are struggling and qualify to play a get out of jail free card later on in the tournament. Ukraine only have 1 match day. Portugal are off to a slow start, and both are open. If they lose any of these games,
A bit of a renaissance or resurgence in the players that are coming through to Portugal national side. You had a host of the link and actually having made big money moves in some countries with big clubs. So I actually like the look of Portugal at the moment.
very much so. Well, Portugal should be. They won the UEFA Nations League. They're perennial contenders of the European champions. So they are a country. And Northern Ireland, this little country, which is a backstop problem at this point in time, they're top of the log. But they've played 4 games, all 4 games against Belarus and Estonia. So they've made them home and away. They've done what they needed to do, and that's win the game. Absolutely, they've done that. Germany have gone away to the Netherlands and won 3-2 in the Netherlands, and play them tonight. This is one of our picks, guys. So if you're busy to think about who's going to, what one of your 5 picks are, Germany and Holland is one of our picks. In fact, it's the first one on the list. A great game in store for us there.
What are you reading, man? Yeah. 16 into Germany, 11 for Ireland.
16 draws. Yeah, and that big 3-0 one. So, BMT required. This is a very young Netherlands side. This is still finding where age was their major problem in the World Cup. That age problem seems to have gone away now. They've retained 1 or 2 senior statesmen in terms of Manuel Neuer. I mean, if you think Rudiger is sitting there at a prime age now, is one of the senior players. So, whereas they're playing against a team that is just loaded with talent. I mean, this is practically the Ajax now splattered to the 5 corners of the royalty of football world in terms of Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus, as far as the clubs of choice have been, are they concerned?
And then you throw into the mix someone like Michael
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this is a strong Dutch team. The question that always goes around Dutch football is, do they stay unified for long enough to deliver the goods at the end of the day?
Yeah, like the West Indian cricket team,
and so we have a look at that and we say, right, so you've got this match coming up. They play to Northern Ireland will play this later this week. They're playing Germany. Okay. So
a true test.
So a true test comes up. If they start getting draws out of those games against the Netherlands and Germany, it's going to put one of those 2 countries in jeopardy. But at this point in time, the fixture that's in front of us is more important for the Dutch to win than what it is for the Germans to win because of their loss at home.
Yes.
So,
Germany sitting with Sweden that are making 40 million drops.
absolutely.
Not that they would want to, obviously.
And that's brilliant. So now we go to Group D. Big game there. Now here's another group that's quite interesting. You've got the Republic of Ireland, Denmark, and Switzerland. 3 teams against Switzerland had commitments to the UEFA Nations League. They played less games than everybody else. But the games they have played, they've drawn against Germany and drawn against Ireland. So they've got results, 1 at home and 1 away. So they drew at home with Denmark and they drew away at the Republic of Ireland just last night. So it's going to come down to a 3-way battle for 2 spots in that group.
That's my contribution to this. Yeah, to be that this segment is running out.
Cool.
The football segment. So let's move it on.
Going on, no problem at all. Group E, a lesser known group, Wales in trouble there. They're facing a battle against Hungary, Croatia, and Slovakia. Group F, Spain, runaway leaders in their group. They're sorting that out.
Likely to remain the case.
Likely to remain the case. The next big group, and really tough group, I think is Group H, is France, Turkey, and Iceland. Each one of them have played each other, and they've all got 1 win and 1 loss, and one win and 1 loss. So they've all won 1 and lost 1. So France beat Iceland, Iceland beat Turkey, and Turkey beat France. So the situation there is Paul Pogba's not available to play for France this weekend. He's out of the team. I don't know whether that's a problem for France or a benefit for France. So, and the big thing though is in this match day, they're not playing against any of each other. There's no matches in these matches. They're playing against the minnows. Absolutely. So they can't afford a drop. They need to win all their games. Group I, Belgium, Russia, and Scotland, the big teams there. Kazakhstan throwing a spanner in the works. Scotland need to win both games this weekend against Russia and Belgium, and hope that the other teams drop points. And then finally, Group J is runaway at the moment. The clear qualifiers that looks like here are Italy and Finland. But the big game there is Italy-Finland this weekend. That could decide who ends up in group wins. A quick point before we cut the football section, and it's to pay a little bit of something to Bafana Bafana's new coach. He's been thrown into the worst catch-22 situation of all time. He's lined up a match, he gets to get his first look at his team, and now he can't even talk to them. I feel sorry for Molefe Nteki today because he's got only 1 more round of match days, international windows, to look at his players. There's no fixtures yet confirmed for that international window, and those fixtures need to be confirmed. Molefe, I don't know whether you should smile, whether you should laugh, or whether you should cry about fixtures and matches. But you've got no control over them this time. So I'm going to let Nat King Cole give you his advice. And smile.
Okay.
Last one. Sorry, I didn't realize we were going on too long. Thank you. Thank you. Now we're going to cricket afterwards. You never told me what your cricket song is here.
Oh, you will. No. All I'm going to say is, no, I'm not going to say anything.
Don't say anything.
I won't say anything about my cricket song, which is coming after the segment. Anyone that knows their cricket or has watched any kind of cricket over the last 5 years will know where this comes from.
Either 151 to 2, either 58 to 9.
Series is back to 1-1.
Yeah. 1-1.
Ashes.
Yeah.
Yes, Ashes is 1-1. 1 drawn and you win 1 test.
That was one of the most amazing things. That was one of the most amazing things I've seen via highlights.
I'm going to castigate England's performance on the first innings because I'm going to say Ben Stokes could actually stand in the change room and say, you don't deserve me going out and scoring 131 the way you played against this. The way you fielded, the way you dropped catches, bowled no balls, and I mean, you could have had Steve Smith out 3 times. You let him get double 100.
Yeah, look, the way that what they did in that last test, I mean, 67. I think the last time was 120 years ago when a team was rolled out for under 70 in the first innings and won the game.
Yeah.
But you know, I was watching Britain's Got Talent and thought, and then said, no, after this episode, I'll check in with the cricket. Completely forgot about it. Watch another episode. And then I wasn't watching Britain's Got Talent on the cricket channel. Oh man, the hearts.
Britain's got a single bit of talent.
Yeah.
These two putting on a good performance now. 77 and 67 for Burns and Root. But this is now got draw written all over it.
We'll be back in 25 seconds with our cricket segment.
Channel handle. 88 to 9 now. Yes, it is.
And that was Nat Calder Smile. Thanks again for that selection. And we're onto our cricket segment. At the moment, Ashes, day 3. Burns and Root at the crease. Latest score here.
Latest score is 160 for 2. And Joe Root, 67 not out. Rory Burns, 77 not out. And they have faced a fortune of deliveries. 146 deliveries for Root and 172 deliveries for Rory Burns. This is not about how quick you score your runs. This is about staying there and making sure that England get well beyond the 297, which is required to avoid the follow-on. This is about making sure that the insipid performance that they put up with the ball in the first innings and terrible fielding that caused them to put down Steve Smith on 2 occasions. This is the world's best batsman. You don't give him 2 chances, and then you wonder why he scores 200 at the end of the day.
He passed 500 for the series in the innings.
It's insane. Him and David Warner are the antithesis of each other, because for all the blue boys that have been out there that have given them both, Smith has just said, I'll show you what I'm going to do. And he has performed brilliantly in every single test match. Dave Warner has been very iffy, 1 or 2 knocks, but generally over 7 innings he's not performed well at all. In fact, I think Chris Broad was wanting to call him his buddy.
Stuart Broad,
sorry. Not his dad.
Not his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure a match referee would call someone his buddy.
No. Well, if he's finding him enough, he might just do that.
No, look, just going back to the last test, that innings of Stokes, it really showed what a versatile player he is. I mean, his first 50 came off like 150 balls. And then his next 50 came off within a runner ball. And the way he marshaled the guys at the end there and stole the strike was just something to behold. One of the greatest things I've ever seen.
It was brilliant, and it was better than a runner ball. It was like 71 runs. Last 71 runs came off of 42 deliveries. And he was phenomenal. He really, really was.
And he was from LBW.
I'll never.
Which of course the Aussies have used up their reviews.
Absolutely, but the point is this is an issue of captaincy, isn't it? Using your reviews at the right time. I mean, how desperate do you have to be? I mean, the ball clearly pitched almost a foot outside leg stump. How do you even refer that to an? How do you allow yourself? How do you let, and you are behind the stump so you can see clearly. Made the T sign and made the appeal sign and said, I want to appeal for this. But I think that one of the most important things is to say is that there was a great statement made by Andrew Flintoff, and Ben Stokes applied it in this test match. Andrew Flintoff one day got an award, and Late Richie Bednar gave it to him. He said to him, any advice, Richie? Richie Bednar said, be there at the end. So because if you're there at the end, the chances are you won. You know what? Ben Stokes took the advice. He was there at the end. Let's not forget what Jack Leach done, just standing down the other end. The number 11. He played his role.
You almost made a century at 9 watches in the previous test.
So, hats off to Ben Stokes. Hats off to the great performance. I love living in this era of sport because we see so much great things happening. across the sporting codes. But in cricket, we've witnessed a summer that is second to none
There's
in
nothing.
terms of what's happened on the cricket field.
I mean, you know, I'm a big Proteas fan, but honestly, when it comes to Test cricket, there's nothing like the Ashes. It's just something special, and especially in the last decade, since England pulled up their socks, it has been riveting.
I will say this. For me, the greatest run out I have ever seen is the one by Temba Bavuma.
Fair enough.
That man,
Turned that match.
has turned the match. Done it. I love all Test cricket because Test cricket is the ultimate test of the game. But for me, if you single out performances, Ben Stokes 131, I turn around and say a match pivotal swing situation. Temba Bavuma's run out was, I'm in awe of that still to this day.
Well, we've probably got another hour or so of play today, and then things should get going probably a little earlier tomorrow because of the time they lost is 40, 30, I'd say, for day 4. But England need to do something because they need to win this test. Simple as that.
No, England can draw this test, they can win the 5th test and win
Yeah,
the
very
series.
true. Take it to the Olympics. Now let's just make sure that Australia don't, because they will retain the Ashes.
Absolutely.
Currently live on Supersport 5, Sri Lanka versus New Zealand 30-20. What's happening there?
I can tell you now, it's no longer live. Sri Lanka have won the match, they've scored 125 for 8, and they have bowled out New Zealand for 88, giving them victory by 37.
Well, there you go. In today, South Africa, the Proteas left for India. I'm a little apprehensive about the series, a little worried to be honest. The T20 series, you know, anyone can win on the day, you know, fair enough. But with the World Test Championship starting, you know, we are India away and then England at home. Yeah. One of the toughest starts we get an ask for. And what have we been saying all these years? If only there was a World Test Championship, we would have won something.
You've got one, baby. We got one.
We've got one now, and a few weeks ago they did announce the Test and T20 squads. We'll go into more detail next week about that because the first T20 is next Sunday. The T20 Sunday the 15th, Wednesday the 18th, Friday the 22nd, with the Test at 3 venues which we don't play often. And I can imagine there the goats have been digging their big time, I'm sure. And they've Bunsen burners burning those pitches. Yeah, so as I said, we'll get into more detail of the Proteas chances. Of course, with a new interim director of left field. But hey, you know what? I'm willing to give someone a go. It's just, you know, basically the toughest start you could ask for.
Pretty much so.
I don't think we can judge him on that. We've got to give him a little more time.
Have we ever won a series in India?
No, we've got.
Oh, yeah.
Back sort of late 2010s, when Spain was on fire and Amla was scoring big runs.
Yes.
So we've done it before, but honestly, their spinners, that's really what it comes down to. Their spinners, our ability to bat against their spinners, the fact that we don't have spinners that can attack like this. Yeah.
Some of our finest moments have come in England. Think of Lance Hughes, the 8-69.
Absolutely.
So you think about that, you think of Hashan Amla's batting performances. So I'm not as scared of India and India pitches as what many teams are that go there. But the truth is, this is an untried one series. The performance, you have to see where we were bad, do we get better? Or are we on a downward spiral? Because if you start seeing a negative trajectory, that's when the press are going to get onto the Proteas' backs big time. And it will affect crowds, because if they have a real shocker of the series in India and England arrive and the South African fans are fickle, if they don't believe we're going to do well, they won't pitch at the venue. They'll just tune in on the telly and see what's going on.
For me, it's about the way they play.
Yeah.
The last time we were there, we battened down the hatches. Even once we had lost the series, we just blocked and tried to save the test. I want us to play attacking cricket. That's the only way we're going to get those spinners off their heads.
Let's see what gets produced by the South African team leadership as they go into the series. Let's go, guys. Cup half full. We can't always say, oh, they put us onto some goat-ridden pitches, or and then we want to use that as our excuse. Let's say, no, our guys will produce, because that's what national teams do. You pick a team for the day and you trust that they can go out and deliver the job. They're paid well enough to do it.
Most of them play in IPL.
Yeah.
We use the conditioning.
They should certainly.
They should. Obviously, the the wear and 20 overs is far less than 100 and something
Quite
overs.
different to 5 years.
that are out there performing for the various teams. Go and find your favorites, guys, and get behind them and support them. JP Germany's there, Rassi van der Dussen is there, Buren Hendricks is there, Harris Viljoen has gone over to play his part for the teams. And the Guyana side is coached by Johan Wood. So tune in, watch, and see some great wham bam cricket.
Always there in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean.
Well, my choice for the cricket song as we go out is Glory Days by Extreme Music. Anyone who would have heard a Super Sport cricket advert over the time would definitely recognize this song. Enjoy.
Nice one, guys. I'm enjoying this. How long have we got left? 12 minutes. That's cool. So we're about 8 of the second, which is cool. So
You obviously recognize this song. Remember that Super Sport advert? Did you? Yeah. I can't see it. And you see, it's because when they come here,
we come from here, not being
I mean, most times it's, but they become more. Exactly, man. That's what I was thinking all the time.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be Otis's assistant to take over. And then they got the guy from the Warriors, and he was in there, and who knows the intro.
So I'm going to go quickly, left one touch and cycling with match.
Want to lift back?
40 seconds until we're back. Yeah, sorry, that thing there doesn't work for some reason. Those earphones.
Yeah.
No, it's the actual plug. You can put anything in there. Other than that, everything is amazing.
You can show something quickly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you know Serena Williams? They did a first final before Bianca Andreescu was even born.
What was the 15-year-old that the only South Africa?
Coco.
the best thing in your life. Glory Days from Extreme Music. So, US Open, we're in the final weekend. The ladies' final is confirmed. And Canada versus United States, interesting. Don't know when the last time that happened, but it has ever happened. And then the semi-finals of the men's will be taking place from 10 p.m. tonight. The second semi-final depends on the first semi-final. These men's games normally go on for just 4 or 5 hours at a time. I do just need to add something in. There was obviously talk, many years ago about the fact they don't get paid the same. But, then at the same time, equal work,
Because we have been born in the era of the greatest men and women tennis players of all time. And I don't think that is even a debate anymore. Serena Williams is going for her 24th major. She is taking on Bianca Andreescu. This young girl wasn't even born when Serena Williams won her first.
I presume her parents are born in Romania, or she was born in Romania.
She's Canadian. That's all that matters, is that she's Canadian. She comes from north of the border, not far from New York City. This young lady has had a meteoric rise this year, done well at Indian Wells. We're supposed to play Serena Williams in the final in the Rogers Cup just before the start of the US Open. Serena had to pull out of that final with a back injury. Now it's time for the two of them to actually play. There'll be no pulling out of the final here for Serena. Serena has been in sublime form. She's been demolishing the opponents on the way to this. This is a remarkable tennis player. She is a phenomenal athlete. And she is the most fantastic, humble person to speak. Bianca Andreescu is just living the moment. She is absolutely enjoying it. And she has game. She has some serious game. No, I've lived through, sorry, I'm giving away my age here. Chris Evert Lloyd, Venus, Monica Seles, Martina Hingis. There you go. Yeah. I've seen it all. There is no greater player than Serena Williams. Steffi Graf performed an amazing feat. She completed singles titles, 20. Remarkable woman. And she is achieving this well into her 30s. I mean, she is now going for a 24th. Bianca is going for her first. I repeat, Bianca wasn't born when she did this for the first time as a teenager. So for me, I have no doubt.
US Open against her sister.
Yeah, very much so. Very well said. And so for me, there is no question of a doubt it's Serena. I don't want to spend too much time. I want to talk about the men's lineup tonight because it's exciting. Rafael Nadal against Matteo Berrettini in the second semi-final. Before that, Daniil Medvedev, probably the hottest man on the circuit this summer, has been in 3 consecutive finals. He won the last one. He got walloped by Nadal in Canada, and he lost to Daniel to come out on top of that. But at the end of it, it's not going to be easy. I think Rafa. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Rafa comes out on top against Matteo. Remarkable. I believe that Rafa will win this. He will look at that. What a remarkable year this has been for Nadal. He's been to the semi-finals or better of every single one of the slams. The only time he's done that before in his career is 2008. 11 years ago when he was 22. This man is 33 years old and is still in their rights amongst the
finals. They are
level of the performance. And this season, Rafael Nadal has played in 11 tournaments.
His career, it's always, the way he plays, just take a battery.
Yeah.
And if he hadn't been injured for the period he had, like Federer, he's hardly ever been injured. He'd probably have passed Federer by now.
Yeah.
But it's the time when he started considering what is 28. Rafa didn't do.
Correct. So he's got time on his side if he looks after his body. Because the way that Rafa plays his tennis, he's not going to have as long a career as Federer. No. He's not going to go because his body is just not going to have up to that. Just as from a tomorrow night, and that'll all be on SuperSport 6. Correct. Quickly moving on to Formula One. Great win last Charles Leclerc at Spa. He is a superstar in the making. He has also taken control of the first 2 sessions of practice today out in Italy. Session 1 really didn't count for very much because it was a wet weather session. In fact, Hamilton and Bottas didn't go out until the last 30 minutes of the session because they wanted to avoid the mistakes that so many of the other people made and the damage to their vehicles. So they've got away with that. They've avoided that. Qualifying tomorrow at 2 o'clock, race on Sunday at 3:10, and that is what you have for the Formula One. Qualifying tomorrow, expect Ferrari to take pole. Don't expect them necessarily to win the race. The talk from the paddock has been that their tyre degradation is far more severe than that of the Mercedes. So as the race goes longer, the Mercedes comes into play in a bigger fashion. And Hamilton, if anything, has been consistent this season, which is fantastic. A quick update from La Vuelta before we go to some picks. In fact, La Vuelta, Primož Roglič won stage. He's extended his lead to 2 minutes 25. La Vuelta continues and will conclude next week. Here we go with the predictions.
Yes, before we get there, there's just Rickett and it Burns taken by Bird. We do have the Porsche Open, which is tomorrow SuperSport 12, and tonight RAAF Diamond League in Brussels at 8 p.m. on SuperSport 9. Obviously, leading up to the World Champs on the 27th.
Yeah.
I think they're all building up to that, and the World Champs should be really interesting. But yes, picks from our side. I'll just I'll be quick about this. Now, I want one of these lackeys to win the US Open. I'll be honest, but Nadal's going to win it. I think back in Italy, Ferrari, I'm going with Vettel, so double for Ferrari 2 weeks in a row. I'm going with the Patriots, and then the Cheetahs and the Netherlands. So Cheetahs, Netherlands, Nadal, Vettel, and Patriots for Brendan. Aziz.
Germany to win tonight. Cheetahs win by 7 tomorrow. Patriots. Definitely Charles Leclerc back to back.
Okay. Patriots.
What do you think of them?
Okay, yeah, please let us know before 8:45 tonight, because that's when the match between Germany and the Netherlands kicks off. You can WhatsApp us on 064-536-8228. You can tweet us at Sports Central ZA, or post on our Facebook page or under our live stream. We'd love to what you want. This is your show at the end of the day. Last words.
Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for listening in. Aziz, thanks for being with us. You're the star and the bomb. And we'll see you again next week, where you're going to co-anchor with me.
Yep.
And we have a surprise guest in the studio again.
We will.
Have a good week, guys.
Just a word on the song you chose. It would be great if Caroline Wozniacki was in the final.
Yes, it would have.
But there you go. This is Neil Diamond, to Caroline, signing off here on Sport Central ZA. The weekend lineup is done and dusted. We'll be back next week. Cheers for now.
Good one.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
We're gonna say cheers. Have a good weekend, and give us your predictions.
Enjoy the sport. What's the
Nice
handle
one,
on
guys.
the YouTube channel?
Sorry?
What's the handle?
Sport Central ZA.
That's brilliant.